chapter 550, Blazing Bullets. So the chapter begins with Mayuri and Nemu confronting Askin and Mayuri. It looked like those two were gonna fight, but apparently not, because Askin decided to give up because it would take too much time to fight against Mayuri, meaning that he'll have to try many different patterns, not sure what he meant by that, in order for Mayuri to die. So he decides to leave and go fight somebody else. But before he could even leave, he actually turns around and asks Mayuri if he was actually going to come after him. But Mayuri's like, no, you go on and leave. If Askin was going to leave, at least he would have time to analyze his Reiatsu. But then again, Mayuri thought that he was just trying to provoke him so he could step into this territory so he could use the shadows or something like that. However, the rest of the Shinigami sensed something, and it turns out it was Soi Fong's Reiatsu. One of the Shinigami said that Soi Fong was able to beat one of her opponents, BG9, without the use of her Bankai. Yeah, right. Now, Askin did say something, even though he was going to leave. He said that Yuobak actually expected the captains that had their Bankai stolen to at least figure out a way to fight without them, even though they had a short amount of time to train because Yuobak wants to get shit done. So because this was something Yuobak expected, that means Askin will definitely fight Mayuri for reals this time, I think. Now, meanwhile, with Toshiro, Rangiku, and Bazzbee. Bazzbee turned out to be okay, even though he was stabbed by the vacuum ice blade. But he used his flames to at least destroy it, and managed to get out of it, even though part of his body was a bit frozen with that ice. Bazzbee just complained that his outfit was ruined, and he took it off, and right then and there, once he took out that outfit, he's completely healed. Because of the blood vein. I'm assuming blood vein, because I mean, seriously, if you could survive getting stabbed by this big-ass vacuum ice blade and only your clothes are a bit tattered and you're, walking away from that without a scratch, then, wow, that is pretty something from these Quincy's. Now, we cut back to Soi Fong, and BG9, of course, obviously is not dead yet. So he launches one of his tendrils at her, but Soi Fong dodges it and grabs it with her hand and slams BG9 against another building. Soi Fong said that BG9 might be a robot, and according to what BG9 said, he said that he has never breathed. So, yeah, he's definitely not a regular Quincy. I'm calling it now. He's probably a robot. Cyborg? No, because I think you have to be human in order to become one. So, yeah, he's definitely either a robot or an android. Anyway, his outfit has also been removed, and are those missiles from his body? That's a weird outfit. But if those are missiles from all over his body, then that is pretty cool. Granted, not as cool as that machine gun he had, but still pretty cool. And for some reason, it reminds me a bit of that Asura path from the Naruto with the missiles coming out of his arms. I don't know why, it just does. Anyway, because of that little confrontation that BG9 had, he actually managed to obtain extremely valuable data of the Mukyu Shinko, the one that Soi Fong did. He was disappointed of the power, because if that was all Soi Fong had, then I guess there was no use of him using her Jakuho Raikkoben against her. So yeah, I was right. Those were freaking missiles, and he launches them at Soi Fong, but Soi Fong managed to dodge them. Although it looked like she was, she got a bit bruised up right there. And then she was actually basically gloating, saying like this, "Oh, ha, you think this is gonna kill me? Oh, you are so naive." But then she gets her hand stabbed by one of the tendrils. I thought she was going to use Suzume Bachi for a minute there, but I haven't actually seen her use her sword. And because of the extremely valuable data that BG9 obtained from their previous battle, and as of right now, he was able to make a counterattack and manage to blast her. Whether she's okay or not, we have no idea. Meanwhile, back with Bazzbee, he told Toshiro and Rangiku that him, along with the other Sternreachers, which was Asnot and Nanana, they were burned by Yamamoto's Zanka no Tachi. However, they survived, even though they were directly hit by the flames. Now, the reason why that they survived was because Bazzbee's flames can counterattack Yamamoto's flames. Meaning that Bazzbee's flames are stronger than Yamamoto's Zanka no Tachi Bankai flames. And we've seen what his Bankai can do. But then again, last time we saw them, they were burned. We didn't see Bazzbee use his flames to save himself and along with the other two Stern Reachers. I always assumed it was the blood vein that they survived, but I don't know. Like, how did he use his flames to counteract with Yamamoto's if we didn't even see it? So anyway, he decides to demonstrate his powers by putting his hand on one of the buildings and completely annihilating it, because why the hell not? And then he says that he could beat Toshiro with just one finger. However, Toshiro tries to attack him with his Hyorin Maru, but that attack did not work against Bazzbee's flames. So because of this, Toshiro panics and tells Rangiku that they have to retreat to come up with another counterattack. So he was going to use the Ryojin Hyoheki, I think that's how you say it, to block him, which was basically this ice barrier, which he created. But Bazzbee said that it was completely futile because all he needed was one finger. So Bazzbee uses the spirit gun, I mean the burner finger number 1. Yes, that's what it's called, burning finger number 1. And the chapter ends with him blasting a fire bullet right through Toshiro's chest. Well, damn. So that is Bleach chapter 550. What did I think? Well, I'll admit this chapter was a bit more enjoyable than the Naruto chapter. The beginning part with Mayuri and Askin, they were just... I didn't see what the point is with that, honestly. I guess maybe it was to show the actual build-up to their eventual fight if they are going to fight. Although, since BG9 likes to analyze and collect the data, I think he would have been at least a perfect match to fight against Mayuri. But then again, I think Mayuri already fought against a previous mad scientist once. I'm referring to Xyle Opero, and yeah, considering how that fight ended up, it didn't end pretty well for Xyle. I wonder if he's still, like, in that dimension waiting for that sword to stab him. God, that was brutal. Now, speaking of BG9, his fight against Soi Fong again started to become really interesting. It seems that the Quincy's are finally going to start with their counterattack. Still, we did not see Hashball versus Shinsui for some reason, but okay, I guess we'll probably wait for later on. I guess they gotta wrap up these other 3 fights first until they get to the other fights. I'm pretty sure Soi Fong will make it out okay. I'm not really sure because I didn't see the missiles. I don't know like what kind of missiles were on his body, but they looked pretty cool. And I think he used them against Soi Fong. I don't know, like, I don't know. It was hard to tell because all of a sudden there was like an explosion that happened. It seems like he really is a robot because he analyzed all of Soi Fong's techniques, and unless Soi Fong actually is hiding something under her sleeve, then maybe that would be a way to beat BG9. If not, then she's pretty much screwed because BG9 knows all of her techniques, especially her new Shunko, and he was able to counter that. Now with Toshiro and Rangiku against Bazzbee. Bazzbee, of course, they obviously made it out okay. The fact that Bazzbee's flames are even stronger than Yamamoto's Zanka no Tachi flames, that's pretty crazy, yet I really wish I knew how he used his flames to survive from being burnt to crisp, along with Asnot and Nanana, but it was never really shown in that chapter, or any of the other chapters in general. They kind of confused me a bit, but, okay, but I always assumed it was the blood vein why they survived. But I guess not. He said that he needed like one finger to beat him, and apparently he really did need one finger. What was the technique called? A burner finger. He called it the burner finger number 1, which was, it was just this, which looks smaller than I guess his previous fire blast that he used against Izuru. Maybe it was like a level 3. So his burner finger technique has different levels. Not sure how many levels they could go up to. Probably up to 5, 10, who knows. But it ended off in a cliffhanger with Toshiro getting blasted. Granted, I think he might end up okay. I don't know, because usually when Bleach chapters end off with a cliffhanger of a character getting hurt, seriously hurt, like probably on the verge of death, there's usually like a plot twist at like the next chapter to see if they really survived or not. Unless he's gonna end up like Byakuya. Then again, if Kubo is really considering killing off Toshiro, Oh boy, the fans are gonna be really pissed. I mean, they were freaking pissed when Byakuya was supposed to die, and yeah, he didn't die, and that still pissed me off because of all the build-up, but hopefully that won't end like that. So I don't know, maybe Toshiro might be injured, but I don't think he'll be dead just yet. And Toshiro is a pretty popular character, so I don't know. So yeah, overall I thought the chapter was pretty good. It was pretty cool to see the other Stern Reachers going on the counter-offensive. Although I still kind of want to see Hashirama versus Shinsui for some reason. I didn't get the whole Mayuri Askin thing, but hopefully we'll get to see them fight. I don't know like how much longer the fights are gonna last, but I'm pretty sure this isn't the end for sure. I'm actually interested to see more of Bazzbee's burner fingers. I mean, like how many levels can it go up to? So yeah, I'm definitely interested in this chapter. It was a pretty surprising cliffhanger at the end, and I'm definitely looking forward to more. So yeah, that is Bleach chapter 550. I'm going to respond 27, and I will see you guys later. Bye.